To give you an idea how the new platform science differs from PeopleNet and QualComm, first start with the hardware. This is the same company, QualComm, that was before PeopleNet, but it returned in a much better technology. As you see, the tablet is Samsung. Very neat design. As you can, if you look at the material is designed very neatly, very tough, durable, very small, much better than the old QualComm and much better than PeopleNet. So here what you see here is the return of QualComm in a much better shape, a modern shape. The top, these two buttons for the volume, and this one for something else, I don't know yet. This is the stylus. This is not an antenna, this is just a stylus on the side. From this side is a regular tablet. You look at the connection, modern connection. Here is the volume or the sound outlet. Don't know what is that. From the bottom, it is simply charging contacts. From the back, it has a camera. It's a Samsung. Here is what you call it, the serial number of it. And from the front, very tough and very durable hardware. This is number one. It is charged from the bottom, as you see. So why did they get rid of PeopleNet? This is a Walmart platform science. What it does, it got rid of the workflow, combined it in transit. In transit does the money part or the payment or the payroll functions. The navigation does the navigation part, and the hours of service does the legal part. The syntax, I have no idea what it does. We are not involved in it yet. If you look, the status, it says sleeper. I put myself in a sleeper. If you want to change it, you can come here, you click on it. It will give you all the functions: off duty, sleeper, driving, on duty, or yard move. If you click on each one of those, on duty, it will give you three options: 10-hour dot break, 30 minutes dot break, or state meal break, or dot restart. Or if you do not want any of those, you can choose next. If you do not want any of them, you can go back by pushing one of this number right there, right here. This is a return number. This is the home button, and this one I don't know. This is for multiple folders. Let's go to the return. It will take us back to the say no data available to review, because we are pushing review. If I go back to the sleeper, push the sleeper in the bottom and the top, it will give you the functions, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 functions. It's supposed to have 4 lines. The last one when you move in the yard. The yard move is considered on duty. It has a certain meaning for Walmart. If you put yourself in a sleeper, it will tell you, give you some options. And the driving, it will give you an option. And the on duty, it will give you many options. you look at the on duty, it asks you, is it accident, fueling, loading, unloading, load securement, maintenance, breakdown, other, post-trip, truck, integrity, verification, TIV, or pre-trip, roadside inspection, scale, TIV, tire check, training, trip planning, or waiting at the ship. As you can see, the functions here try to comply with the law of employment, the Fair Employment Act. Whatever activity that you are doing, you need to record it. Let us go back here from this function, from this bottom, and let us close this screen. We are in the first screen for the hours of service, or the first application, hours of service. How many folders it have? It have overview folder, hours of service folder, load folder, and review folder. If you go on the overview and you click on it, it will tell you an overview of your activity. You are now in the sleeper. From this time to this time, you did something from starting at 20:15 Mountain Time. The duration is supposed to now 16 minutes. This is the first block of activity. Before that, I ended my shift. Before that, I was driving. Can you go after? Yeah, you can keep sliding the screen. It gives you all the activities of the day. What you have done all day long today. For what date? That is for the time, and that's for the 14-hour Department of Transportation. And I have 1 hour and 14 minutes left. That messages has nothing to do with real message. Those messages are just the messages from the engine. Something, and you don't have to know all that. It is just a lousy way of putting it on the top. You think you got all these messages, 26 messages, that's not correct. Or you can say correct, you can say it's the message from the truck. You go to the hours of service, you will have subfolders. That is today. If I want to go to a previous day, I can click on the back arrow, or I can click on the forward arrow. Here is a summary. I drove today 450 miles. This is the load number and the bill of lading number. This is the carrier. I have no co-driver. Here is my name and my number. Here is the 70 hours property. Here is the truck number, and here is the trailer number. It gives you the chart, or the 4 lines: off duty, sleeper, driving, and on duty. The very standard log curve. If you keep sliding, it will give you every segment throughout the whole day. You come all the way in the bottom. You can agree to approve it. It is gray. Let's say here, I hereby certify that my data entries and my records of duty status for this 24-hour period are true and correct. Can you click now? If you click now, it is gray, which means if you click, it's not going to do any good, because I already did that. You wanted to go back to the load. We already look at the overview, what it means. Overview, whatever you have done today. We look at the hours of service, take you hour by hour, minute by minute throughout the day, and it gives you the summary of everything you've done today. If you wanted to email to yourself, you can click here and put your email number and the attention to the person, and you can put the dates from this date to that date. You can email yourself the hours of service. Want to get rid of this screen, you go to return here. If you have a dot inspection, you click here. If you wanted to transfer the data to the government, the Federal Motor Carrier SCA, you can click here and you can ask the officer about his name and whatever address he wants the logs to be sent to. As you can see under it, you have to have 8 pages of your log on paper when you start that program. The paper log, the driver paper log. When you start changing from PeopleNet to platform science. Now we go to the load folder. What is in the load folder? When you start a new load, you come here and add a new load. The new load have to have from the dates, the load number, the bill of lading, the trailer number, and you can edit here. Edit, which means if you change the trailer, you can come here and edit, or you can delete the whole load. You don't need it anymore. If you edit, you click edit, it will give you here what you want it to do. You have the load number. You can make it empty if you have no load. You have the bill of lading. You can add another one or remove. You have a trailer. You can add a trailer or remove. And you can cancel and you can go back again. It will give you the dates from that date to that date. You want to go back, you press here. Let us go to what is the difference between review and overview. Let us see the review. The review, when you have to review your log and agree on, certify on them. It's different from the overview. The overview, when it gives you an overview of everything you have done. Before we leave this page, you wanted to know what is green. Green means we are holding the tablet in the truck. If you go away from the truck, that point will be red. If you click here, it will give you the other apps that are included on this tablet. The in-transit, which is the payment, the driver, payroll activity, the navigation, the hours of service, the syntax, the Wi-Fi manager, the driver verification, whatever, inspection or record, something like that. And here is the application manager, and we are not going to get into that now. You can try to understand each one of those. They are very simple. If you wanted to, if you click here, it will tell you what it's going to tell you. It changes the brightness, it changes the language, it changes the engine data, administration. You have all the information you need about the engine, about your truck. Administration, the language is text to speech, and it is English. The account, there is nothing. The display, okay, that is that folder. We go back from here. Let's go back again to the main screen, the home screen. We now looked through the hours of service, the 4 functions, the overview, the hours of service, and the review. Now let us go to the most important application here, is the in-transit. That's what makes Walmart unique. What makes Walmart one of the best companies in trucking, because they have to be very strictly legal. Cannot cheat drivers. Here is how many hours on that screen before we leave that screen. How many hours I have on the dot, on the 14 hours dot. And here is if I wanted to log out of the truck. And here is the temperature, and here is the city. On the top you see the sleeper, the time of the day, the Wi-Fi time, the hours of service, the messages from the engine, and the driver of the truck, and another menu. Let us now open the most serious payroll app that makes Walmart unique. Click here. That's the in transit. Because I'm already signed in, it is not going to ask me to put my credentials. If you look, start from the top, start my day. If you start your day, it will take you through everything. From the load, where are you going, each segment of your trip. Here is the estimated time of dispatch. I put it today at 20:44. This is the center. If you click on it, if I want to change it, I can click here. Walmart makes you choose what time you want it to be dispatched. If you want to take a shower, you want to sleep, you want to do something else, they're not going to force you to start to do something you cannot do. So I put here the time and the date of my dispatch. Here is the estimated the time of dispatch location. Here is how many hours left on the 70, and here how many hours left on driving. And I can submit it now. I can change it, but I'm going to cancel it. That is the estimated time of dispatch, start of your day. Before we go through every one of these activities in the in transit, I'm going to show you. If you slide the screen to the right, you will have other functions here. Welcome to in transit, the driver number, my day, messages, media. Media, if you have any video the company wants you to see. What is news? Log out. If you click on home, it will take you home. The home, you will have messages and my day. Those messages, the red messages, are from the computer. My day is right here. What is new and the log out are in the bottom. If you click on my day, it will take you back to the screen. Let us start from the top. Let us go to today's work. Today is March 5th. The first segment, layover. You get paid for that. Something like $42 if you sleep in the truck. The layover started at that time, ended at that time, or started at that time, ended at that time, at 7:58. Then you have another function called the start of the day. Another start of the day, one of these will be cancelled because you started twice, 1 minute, you made a mistake, no problem. You go into that location. What are you doing at that location? You have a load number and a trip number. And I already arrived there at this time, at 7:58 in the evening. What trailer? There is no trailer, which means I bobtailed. Now, I need to slide the screen Screen is stuck. Okay, now I am in layover, as you see, in progress. It asks me if I wanted to end the layover. No, I do not want to end it because I'm sleeping in the truck. Let us move. Can I move it? No. Stop. No. We went to home and we are going to start in transit again. And we are going to start from the very beginning on the March 5th. We said we have layover, start of the day, and that is the first stop. What did I do in that location? That's the location. That's the trip number. What did I do? I did something we called AR. What is AR? AR means arrived to the location. When you get arrived, you get paid for that. If you see more information, here is the address, Juruba Valley, California. Here is some information on the location. Here is the time of arrival, the contact person, the phone number, and some direction on the location. Let us close this part. The most important thing here, you did one function, you are going to get paid for it. It's called the arrival. Walmart pays you when you arrive. How much, I don't know. I can show you later on in my payroll check. Look at the direction. It will tell you where is this location at. You don't need that because that's already included in the map. Now, after that, I ended the day, started the layover, then started another day, the March 6th. I was in the same location that I left last night, but now I have a trailer. That trailer is imposed on me. A trailer I have to pick up. I picked it up early in the morning. I clicked something wrong, but that's okay. What did I do? I hooked to it at this mileage. And then I departed. You get paid for each one of those. Why do you get paid for each one of those? Because when you hook to a trailer, you're doing work. Other companies, they don't pay you for the hook because they cheat you for that because you have to make money. They just pay you for the mileage. At Walmart, you get paid for the hook and for the departure. Now, we need to get out of this screen. You press return. So as we see in that location, I did two functions. I hooked and I departed. And that is the information. How much hours it took? It took me an hour and 35 minutes. Because that place was very miserable. If you look at more information, can you get more information here? You have the address, you have the location, you have the time of that is the time it's supposed to be delivered. Let us go back from here. Now, let us go to the next function. There was a road closure from 9:05 in California to 10:22. The road closure means traffic jammed and you are driving very slow. Other companies, they don't give a damn about you. They don't pay you for traffic when the traffic is congested. In Walmart, as soon as you have the road closure or the weather, you click on the beginning and the end, and it will pay you for that time. At 7:27, I ended the day. Then I started the layover. Then I started another day on the 7th at 7:45. Then I arrived at the center at this time. When I arrived, I did two functions. Ended the trip, arrived and dropped. You arrive and drop, ended the trip. You get paid for one of those. Then that's what time was that? That is 12:49. What happened at 12:57? No, that's 13:57. 13:43. I have begin a new trip, hooked to it, and departed. You get paid for two of these. Then I arrived at that store at this time. What did I do? I arrived, I hooked, I departed. Each one of those you get paid for it. If you wanted information, it will give you exactly what you have done. Here's the store I arrived to. Here's how many miles I drove. Here is the time of arrival. Here is the time of what? Supposed to be there. Here is the contact person. Here are some instructions when you get to that location. Let us get rid of this screen and we'll move to the next one. As you can see here, you can add functions. It's not going to add anything. It will not let you add anything now because it is gray, as you see. Why it is gray? Because I'm sleeping. But if I am working, I can click here to add other functions. Can I click here? I cannot. If I click here, nothing is going to happen. So I'm going to show you what is going to happen in the morning when you wanted to add more functions in the payroll segment. Let us summarize. Let's go home and summarize. Why did companies like Walmart got rid of PeopleNet and replaced it by this platform, which is called the Platform Science, which was originally the QualComm that was before PeopleNet? Why did they change? They changed mainly because of the in-transit. They wanted the work that you do all day long to be accounted for minute by minute so you can get paid, so you don't go to court and sue them for working without getting paid. And here you can pay yourself. You are not going to fight with anybody. You get stuck in the traffic, you put yourself at the beginning of the end of the congestion time. You put the chains, you put the beginning and the end of the function. Whatever activity you do, you have to put it in the transit so you can get paid for it. So you are not only getting paid by hours, by mileage or by hours. Because you work for Walmart as a truck driver, they do everything to retain you. So they have to pay you much better than the owner operator and much better than anybody else who's trying to operate a truck. So you don't fly away from the company. That's the navigation and that's the hours of service. Now you can see I have 8 hours. We are in a new day. I put myself off duty. If we go back to the hours of service to see an overview, at 8 o'clock I put myself, at 7 o'clock I put myself off duty, at 6:46 I put myself on duty, the duration is about 14 minutes for a pre-trip truck integrity verification. If you follow the overview, there is a start of shift at 6:46. I was in a sleeper before that for 10 hours and 30 minutes for a 10 hours dot break. Before that I ended the shift at 8 o'clock 15. Before that I was driving. Before that I was on duty. That was yesterday. Let us now go back to the back. That is a return key from the Samsung design. So you return to the main, to the home. Let us go back to the in transit. In transit I started my day, and I did not put the estimated time for dispatch yet. And I am waiting. Today is the 8th. Let us finish the 7 first. It is a 7. Today is 8th. Let's start from here. We started the day at 6:46, and we don't have anything to do after that, so I am waiting for dispatch. If you take the day before, the 7th, we started at 7:45 in the morning, and we got to the DC at 12:49 with the trailer number mentioned, and the function we did was arrived and ended at trip. Now I can show you now, and after the DC, that is the DC. After the DC was started, if you look at the trailer here, is different from this trailer. Started with a new trailer. If you look at the trip, is different. That trip ended by 60. That trip ended by 78. We left at 1 o'clock, 1:43. We did 3 functions: begin the trip, hooked, and departed. We went to that store, the same trip number, that is the load number. We arrived there at 5 o'clock, 5:26. We did 3 functions: arrived, hooked, and departed. Then we went to the vendor. We arrived, that is live unload, and departed. That function is not correct, so we needed to see if we can. Here you can put new activity. That's yesterday. You can put a meal break. You can put weather closure or road closure. You can put breakdown, or you can put accident. That is new activity. Can you put more? You can put a planned activity like meeting, training. You get paid for that. That is a payroll application. Or you are training somebody, or equipment to pick up or delivery, or weather, snow removal, or drug screen, or yard check, or multiple trailer snow scraper. Approved Walmart function. Whatever function is approved. After that, if there is an unplanned activity like new driver training, trailer weight issue, snow removal, undock trailer, taking the trailer from the dock and undock it. Assigned trailer not available. You want to pick up a trailer, the tractor, and the tractor is not available. You get paid for the time. Cleaning a rejected trailer. The customer did not want the trailer because it is dirty. you clean it. You get paid for that. Out of hours, I didn't even know that. Out of hours and the chains, you get paid for that. Now, layover and replace seal. If you spend time replacing the seal, that is all the activities that you can add because I am on duty or I am starting the day. I can add any of this activity. Now we can go back to the return key to get out of here. The return key will return us to the home of the in transit. In transit, I pushed something by mistake. We have to go back again to return from here. So I'm waiting for a new load. How do I go back home? You go back home from here, from this key. It's too dark, so you won't see anything. Let us make this light on. Can you see now? You can see some. Okay, we push this button, take us home. Now we are home. I am waiting for a new load. If the load comes, it will show up on the screen with a green marker saying a new message arrived. If you want to hear it, you can go to the tab, to the volume. You can push this button for the tab. It will show you the bar. If you want to increase the volume, where are we? You can hear the message. When you get a new load, how do you know that you get a new load? You go back to the in transit and you go to the messages, and the message messages you have urgent messages 1, dispatch messages 12. The screen makes the red looks orange and the office messages. You go to the dispatch. I did not have any message from today. When you have a message, it will look like this. It will tell you trip number, dispatch management, and the segment, where are you going, how long it takes, what is the due time for delivery. When you get a message here, a new load, what do? You go back to the return. It will take you back to the home better. You go to the home screen, you go to the hours of service, and you go to the load, and you come here and you add a new load from here. What do you do when you add a new load? You push add. It will ask you for the load identification, the bill of lading and the trailer number, and create or cancel. I do not want to put a new load there because I don't have one yet. So I'm going to go back to the main, the return or home, take us home, and let us wait for the load to come. Now we have a new trip. Let us see if the volume is high enough. The volume is high. I did not read it. Let us go back to see what do we have. If you look here at today, you are not going to see a trip. It's a start of day today, layover, start of day, and there is no activity. So you have to get the trip from the message. The message here is the dispatch. Here's the trip. Trip has two segments. From DC Grantsfield, this destination store 406 Spanish Fork, Utah, 90 miles. Delivery date is tomorrow at 14 o'clock. Origin from Spanish Fork to the vendor, and from the vendor we don't know where to go after that. So that is a trip. So you get you write the information from the trip and you put it in the load information in the hours of service. First, have to go back to the office and get the paperwork. We got the paperwork for the trip. You have to write the load number with your hand, copy it from the message. It gives you the store number, it tells you the seal number, what time you're supposed to be there at 14 o'clock, 2 hours of transit time, 96 miles. You're supposed to leave the gate at 12 o'clock, and that is the trailer number. And here is the bill of lading. We go to the load information. Before we do enter the information, we go to the in transit. Now we learn something. Today is 8th. The 8th start of the day. There is no function under it. What are you going to learn is that when you go to the hours of service and put the new load, here where you are going to communicate with in transit. You have to put these 3 pieces of information. The load ID is 223 75556. That's correct. That's correct. Next, the BOL. That is the behind the sheet. I don't know if you need that accurately. If you put zeros, it's not going to hurt. But let us just do it right, assuming that you are compliant. 07026. Is it going to make any difference? No, it's not. 0796. Does anybody care about these numbers? Most probably not. My experience, these numbers mean nothing. What is important is that you get the load there. I put the BOL correctly without the space. Is it correct? 560796. That's correct. Then you go to next. The trailer number is 122283. Correct? Now we are done. Now we filled the cells, and we creating a new load. That is the date of the load. The load appears here and it succeeded. Now when you go back now to the home and in transit, you are going to see the functions here. Do you see functions? It is going to be there. Where is the function? Start of the day, I don't see the function, but you are going to see it. Where is it? It does something very stupid. Put it on the bottom of the screen. If you look at the screen, it's right here. Why did it do that? It is just the programmer did not pay attention. It just does it here. You can get confused. It is right here. You wanted to make sure it is here. Does not even tell you the date. Look at the date, February 24. That is not the date. This is our trip. If you wanted the information before you begin the trip, you click here. Does it say the date? Yes, March 9th. March 9th. What is MABD? I did not look for that yet. It's supposed to be there. What are these numbers? Let us just don't worry about that now. Let us just go here. What are we going to do? We are going to begin a trip, hook, and BART. Let us begin the trip. And this is our trailer number? No. This is not the trailer number I need. Yeah, it is. It is right here. Yeah, okay. We got the information correct. We can begin the trip. Begin the trip? Yes, continue. Successfully gone. Only thing we need to do now is what time you think we'll be back. Here is the main issue, the most important part. When you depart, you have to push depart. When you push depart, the orange means the hook, you get paid for that. Then you depart. We did not depart now, but before we depart, we are going to change the estimated time of dispatch. What is today? Today is 8th. So I'm going to change that to 8th, March 8th. What time I can come back? This is now about 8 o'clock. Say you come back 1 o'clock, 13, 0. That is 3 hours enough, 4 hours? No, it is not enough, but we can change that later on. We say, okay, mountain time. That's the location. That how many hours are available when we come back? We make that 6 hours. How many hours on the 70? We make that 9. Done. Submit. Succeeded. So that is your estimated time of this. So now all I have to do now is to move to get the trailer and the BART. Whether you want to be on a driver status or a change status. Let us change status. In yard. Because we are in the yard. Continue. What are we doing? Pre-trip. Continue. You can put remarks here if you want to. You have a message. It's logs saved locally to device. Logs. Will forward. Okay. Let us forget this message. Let us go back now to the navigation. Do I need? The problem here with the system that you have to enter the navigation manually. Where are you going? You have to start here manually. You put the store number. Start with this. Suppose we did not do that. Let me not do it. That's the store I'm going to. Let me not do it manually and wait until I get on the road to see if the system can recognize it. If the programmer was smart enough to make the navigation communicates with the hours of service and the in transit. So I'm going to get out of it. I'm going to get out of here, and I'm going to get out of here, and I'm going to go here for the in transit. And I will depart. It will ask you what time you wanted to come back. I said 1 o'clock. 6 hours of driving, 9 hours on the 70. Next. When you push next, that's your trailer number. That was supposed to be the trailer number. If you look at the mirror, that is the trailer number. So we are good. Trailer number is correct. How do you like that? What I don't like. How do you like your experience here? Okay, we have no problem here. We give it 5 stars and submit. Do you want to go to the navigation or return to my day? If you return to my day, If you return to my day, it will ask you, did you arrive at that store? We departed that already. We departed here, as you can see. What time we departed? You look at here, it does not give you any information about the time of departure. Does it give you? No. No. Okay, that's enough. So it seems that we have to enter manually the destination. But once you start, it will figure out the next stops. It got me the address I need, get route, it will find the place, then it will keep you moving from one segment to another. We have arrived. What does it look like in the in transit? In transit, it tells you, it asks you, did you arrive? We arrived. If you look here very carefully, this is a trailer I need to pick, 118065. And if you look at here, this is the trailer I need to pick, 11865. So we are doing good so far in the communication. You want me to pick up this trailer, to take it where? When I depart from here, I have to push depart. I'm going to the next customer, which is this one, with that trailer. When I arrive there, that will be arrived. So far, so good. Because I have to do multiple trailer moves, I have to do something here, change status. We'll make it on duty. I put something here. What should I put here? I will make it just pre-trip. I need to go back to the in transit and add a function. I need to add multiple trailer, that is planned or not planned. Multiple trailer, no, I need to add here some function, unplanned. Unlock trailer, undock trailer. That is exactly what I need to do. Undock trailer today. What time? It is now 11:13. I will leave it here. Let us assume that will take half an hour. I will make it 45. It did not like that. Can we, can I confirm? It did not like the confirm. So we have to do that after we finish undocking the trailer. Going back to check why the legal and the money portion are not communicating. Let us see how the information look like. And the in transit tells you the trailer we are picking from here. As you see that where is the depart? The depart is right here. We are departing with what trailer. It took away the trailer from here. Where did the trailer disappear? Let's go back. The trailer here was supposed to be the one I photographed a few minutes ago. It disappeared because they changed the trip. They canceled the portion of it. How did they change the trip? They send a message saying that segment was removed. So the trailer number is changed. So what do we do to get the trailer number corrected? We come here to the load. That is the trailer number that I brought. I need to add a new trailer number. 118065. Is it 065? 065. Might be that way, might not. Let me go back and see. That's correct. 118065. So we're going to add that trailer and we're going to remove that trailer and we're going to say done. This is a trailer now. Update. We updated the trailer successfully. Let us now see if it's going to update the in transit. It did not update the in transit. You have to update it manually. So we say here depart. It changes the time for dispatch at 3 o'clock. 6 and 9, 6 on the drive, 9 on the 70. Next. Here is a problem. We have to change that manually. Why is that? Because the two systems are not communicating. The in transit, the in transit, and the bobtail and the hours of service are not communicating. So I have to change that one, 118065. Done. And we are going to say, and let us give it 5 stars, not a problem. Now let us see what happened now. And we go to my day. Did it change it? It did not. Here it did not change. Here it did change. 118065. This is a problem, as you can see, is that the in transit and the hours of service are not communicating through a single database. If you go here, here is the in transit, which is the money part or the payroll application, and here is the hours of service, which is the legal part. They are not sharing the information, the database between each other. For example, if you go to the in transit and you go to the overview, you have the geo-local information. Where have you been at each time, what hour, what is the function you're doing at each segment. Does it have geolocation? Let us see. No, let us see if here, it does not have the geolocation, it has the duration and the date. What happened to the geolocation? You have to go back to the hours of service. Here is the geolocation. Here is the location, the city. Here is the time. Here is the function. You were on duty at that time, the duration and the state and the city. Why this information are not being shared with the in-transit is because the programmer is lazy or the company did not want to invest money in better programming. Used to this application, look here, the trailer number is blank and we are departing. So I need to enter a trailer number. You cannot enter from here. Here, all you have to do here is activities. Why can't you enter it from here? Because this is a metadata or a meta file. It is not the geolocation file. The geolocation, we have to go to the geolocation, the hours of service or the legal application. Here we have to edit. In the trailer, you add a trailer. The new trailer is 159072. Is that correct? 159072. 15907. That is the new trailer. We are going to delete the old trailer and we are going to say done. Here is the new trailer, the bill of lading and the load number. Go to update that. Let us go back now to the meta file or the in transit or in transit. Look at back. It did not update the trailer. Can it do that? Let us refresh. It did not update the trailer. You might have to enter it from here. The birch, I will leave that alone. This is estimated. That is a major issue with Walmart. If you are new to Walmart, the ETD means estimated time of dispatch, not of departure, which means the farthest point in your dispatch. After you finish every dispatch you have and you are ready to be dispatched again, that is the estimated time of dispatch. I made it 19 o'clock. That's the location. 1 hour of driving, which means I have no hours to drive. So I'll be going home. So I'm going to say next year, here where you update, that is a very lousy application. Here where you update the trailer. So even though I put the trailer number, in the hours of service, it did not update here, 159072. That's very lazy programming. Okay, do you like it? Please rate your experience on the road with the store 5232. I will make it, I have no issues here. Submit. We are going to go back to my day. Come on. This is a Wi-Fi application, so it takes a long time. Do you have a new trailer number? It did not update the trailer number. Why is that? Oh, right here. It updated at the store. This is the store stop. Okay, no problem. So we are finished here. Thank you. It's time to end the day. We make it off duty. None of that starts. We are going to end the shift. Now we go back to the in transit. We are going to say arrive. We arrived at the final destination. In Walmart, you start and end at the DC. You cannot end the trip until you get to the DC. Now we are going to end the trip because we are at the DC. We ended the trip. We ended the trip today. We need to end the day. What date is that? That is March 8th. Before I do that, I have to do the estimated time of dispatch. It is not tomorrow. Tomorrow is 9th. It will be the 10th. Because of the 34 restriction, I cannot start before 7 o'clock in the morning. That is the mountain time. The location, the available hours of driving, cannot do it now. Let us do it 11. And the available hours on the 70 is 70. Because that's the fresh cycle. 7011, that's the location and that's the date. Submit. It's submitted successfully. Now we need to end the day. When you end the day, that is the end of your day. You don't get paid when you go home. Before we end the day, we leave the place, we submit. The day is ended. We are not going to lay over here, because when you lay over, you get paid for that. When you go home, you don't get paid for going home. How did we do today? If you wanted to find out how much work we have done, you start from the beginning of the day, March 8th. At the store, we started beginning the trip, hooked, departed. We went to the store, we arrived, we hooked, we departed. We came back, we arrived and ended the trip. We started again, beginning a new trip, hooked and departed. Then we went to another store, arrived, hooked and departed. Then we came to the final destination, arrived and ended the trip. Then we ended our day. We are finished for today. How much money did we make? We have to go back on the computer to figure out how much money. Almost, approximately, about $330 a day. So what do we need to do now? We go home now. At the home, we are going to log out. Before I log out, let us log out. What time you log out, review and certify. That is the date 7 review. We made here 450 miles on that date. Certification is easy. You come at the end here, agree. Do we need to certify something else? No data available, so we don't need to certify anything. Did we log out? Yes. If you go back here, we need to log out. I'm still on. Let us go back here. If there is any driver, so there is nothing here to show. If you wanted to log in, you log in from here. If you log in, it will ask you for your credential. That is called the platform science. By com data that was previously, before PeopleNet, it was the strongest company with the monopoly on the Teletronics, and it came back now in that platform. We are locked out now.